Hello, EDU 410. It is Professor Green again here, and this video is specific to your course. I have a lot to walk through, but I'm going to try my best to limit this video. I'm going to go over a lot of this tonight in more depth, but I want to introduce it for those of you unable to make it this evening to this evening's Zoom. First thing I want to show you, I gave you the general overview of our new direction, so watch that video first, and then I'll send you this document where it has our Zoom calendar. And let me open this up real quick. And as you can see, tonight is our first, and we've scheduled through week 5. And their other sessions are TBD. We're going to make a determination at that point what we need, if we need to keep meeting every week or not. We'll always use this link. And of now, everything, we'll check this out tonight with all the participants at Zoom and see if 6 to 7 Central works for you. If not, we can always adjust that. So the first 4 weeks are planned. They're every Tuesday from 6 to 7 Central at that link. Now let's go back and I'll go to the addendum to the syllabus. I'll click here. And what that means is, okay, so we are, it's not so much an addendum. What that means is I will take away assignments if they're not absolutely necessary or I don't feel they're absolutely necessary. And I'm never going to add assignments, so I hope that you keep that in mind. And then I just broke down each module in this, and I'll go through this in a second here, but it shows you by module, up to module 3 I did, and again, more to come. But this week you have the icebreaker introduction, which a lot of you did. Hello, nice to meet you. And that you have from 111 to 117 to finish it. And then you have your assignments this week. I know that there are a lot of questions. I think the power of believing assignment is pretty self-explanatory, and so is the asset mapping and the final reflection. Very, I think, straightforward. The one you might have questions about is your 10-week plan, because who knows what we're going to be doing in 10 weeks, right? I just want you to try and do your best. Tell me about, if you haven't met with your host teacher yet or you have no idea, that's okay. What do you want to accomplish this term? I'm basically grading this as you submit it, you get the points, pass, fail type assignment. So just do your best to plan. We are, again, flexible this term, and there are so many uncertainties. Just do your best to kind of plan that out. Again, if you turn it in, you're going to get full credit. So this will break down those assignments. And just like in your other courses for the discussion board, Wednesday is day 1 or the first day that those discussions are due. So work on that. And then also, um, Google Classroom is not used in every situation, but I know in a lot of my students are using it. And Google tools are excellent to master, so you can do a lot of things with Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Docs to have students work collaboratively. So we created a Google Classroom, and I'll show you that in a moment, where I created it, and you are going to supply the content or anything that you create for your host teacher. Whatever he or she asks you to do, you don't have to create something new, but you're going to end up creating content to put in our Google Classroom, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then ultimately, at the end of next term, when you're in 470 and you're ready to graduate, if things continue this way, or if we have to refocus ourselves on the EdTPA, because the EdTPA right now there hasn't been an announcement. It's driving me crazy. So I'm trying to position us as, leaders and to try and help you be in the best position to interview and get a job at the end of this experience. So one of the things that you're going to work on and start to put together is a portfolio. Let me show you what that is. It's hard to kind of imagine it um, without seeing it. But here's our classroom. Yes, that's me. I'm sorry. It makes me feel old because even my avatar has gray hair, but that's me. And then you go into classwork and you'll see that it's broken down by an introduction video, some social emotional content, and then by grades and subject area. And then I just lumped elementary together, which is we can change that if you like. But the ePortfolio, this is something EDU 410 students are going to work on and then continue that work in 470. Let's just take a look here. So what is this? In the spring of 2020, when COVID first hit, I talked to the students very frankly and said, look, we nobody really seems to know what's going on or what this is going to look like. I think this is a great idea for you. I want to get you ready to interview and get a job. You know, you deserve it. You've worked so hard. And they agreed. So we started a Google Classroom. And as you can see, Marlene Tapia Garcia here was kind of one of my leaders, and she took the lead on that. And then at the end of this, I'm going to show you how to turn all of the Google Classroom into a website, which is pretty cool. But they agreed that starting their ePortfolio was a good idea, and I can tell you that that quarter, the spring 2020, it was incredible. I think I had 32 student teachers at the time, and 31 out of 32, or maybe even all of them by now, have received job offers, some multiple job offers. But this is what the teaching portfolio looks like. It's just a beautiful collection with your teaching philosophy, your resume or CV, whatever you call it, and then some lessons that you created and some other artifacts, maybe some recommendation letters from myself or your coaches or your host teacher, whatever that looks like. So it's really just a kind of a showcase piece to share with employers to show them why they should hire you. So you may be saying, what in the world is this guy talking about? So, okay, let's say you are in a first grade class and you create something digital, some digital lesson. Actually, I'm gonna skip that. Kindergarten. I don't know if there's anything in here, but let's just say you create a video for kindergartners for language and literacy. So it's simple. You just click on that. I don't know if you saw that, but you just go to this document, you go to the subject where you want it, click on language and literacy or whatever you want, and then you can type directly in there. And I'm just gonna put this like as an example. Um, okay, like XXX, and then grade level K, language, and then this is where like it's just one or two sentences describing what the lesson is. What are you doing? And then there has to be a link for your course. So you're going to record it and put it here. A lot of you don't like being on camera. I get it, but this is a situation where we're going to have to get used to, and we can kind of move these, columns as we need. And once the active link is in here, you're good to go. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to put test, and then I'll leave it at that. So now, after we do that, and I click refresh on this, I'll refresh the course and go back to the K, language and literacy. And voila, it's magic. This is the magic of Google. And not everybody uses Google, and I get that, but there it is. So as you can see, it saves automatically in those links. And then over time, with all of our great work that we're doing out there, we're going to compile a massive amount of resources for your teachers. So not going to really do anything different. You're going to continue to create what you're doing for your host teachers now. That's the most important thing. Except the only extra step is you're just going to add it here. So we have kind of a record of all the great work we've done. I hope you're excited about this. And then the portfolio I showed you is something that you're going to complete next term. That's going to be your finished product. But you can start kind of gathering those materials now. So I know there are probably a lot of questions. If you can join tonight, hopefully we'll answer those. If not, I understand. You can reach out to me and we can set up a one-on-one Zoom at any time to kind of figure this out. But I think this is the best route for us to go. And with these skills, you're going to separate yourself and be the one to get the job. So thank you very much and talk to you soon.